When I talk about breaking rules this morning, what I'm actually referring to are cultural and societal norms. I'm talking about the expectations of the people around us. I'm talking about the limitations that you and I subconsciously or consciously place on ourselves. And one of the things I love about Jesus is he was the ultimate rule breaker. In fact, everywhere he went, he was constantly breaking rules. One dark, stormy night, the disciples are out at sea, and off in the distance, they could see the image of something moving towards him. Now they're trying to discover what this could be, and suddenly they realize this is a man. No, this is Jesus, except he's not swimming in the water. He's not even riding on a boat. He's walking on the surface of the water. Now 11 of the 12 disciples are flipping out, trying to process what they're seeing. But one of the disciples is quiet, and the reason he's quiet, I believe, is because there was a question racing through his head. If the rules don't apply to Jesus, I wonder if the rules don't apply to me. And he asks the Lord if he could step out on the water without any hesitation whatsoever. Jesus invites him to come, and Peter begins to walk on the water, breaking the rules with Jesus. Now, apparently, Peter grows accustomed to this newfound rule-breaking lifestyle. It's just a couple of weeks after Jesus' ascension, and he's walking by the temple gates and sees a man lame from birth. He tells the man, "I don't have silver and gold, but what I have I give you. In Jesus' name, rise up." And this crippled man jumps to his feet, begins running through the streets of the city. News begins to spread. Peter doesn't live confined by the same rules as everybody else. And so they say, "Peter, here's the deal. When you come to our city, we recognize you're not like ordinary men. We're going to pull our sick from their homes and line them in the streets. And Peter, we recognize you carry such a unique dimension of God's presence. We don't want you to lay hands on our sick. In fact, Peter, we don't even need you to pray for our sick. All we want you to do is walk down the street." And the scriptures record that as Peter walked down the street and his shadow touched sick people, they were being instantly healed in the streets of the city. In Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, Jesus makes a statement. He says, "Truly I tell you." Now, whenever Jesus opens with these words, he knows we'll probably have difficulty receiving what he's about to say. He says, "Truly I tell you." In other words, I'm being real. If you have faith like a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it would obey you. Nothing would be impossible for you. Now, you don't have to have a graduate degree in earth science this morning to know that mountains don't just automatically relocate themselves, right? So what is Jesus really saying? What is he communicating? I believe he's issuing an invitation to every single one of his followers for all of time to step into a lifestyle, to upgrade their standard of living to a world where the impossible and the possible are the same. We all know that there are rules that exist. The rules that say if we grew up in a broken home or an abusive environment, that we'll never be able to have healthy relationships. But let me tell you something. The rules don't apply to you. I know there are rules that say if your dad was an alcoholic, you'll always struggle with addiction. But I don't believe the rules apply to you. I know there are rules that say if you've had huge mistakes in your past, you'll be disqualified from a big and amazing future. But I don't believe the rules apply to you. See, if the rules didn't apply to Jesus, the rules don't apply to you.